Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. Who remember this video, or I say this statement from an APC ally by name Bashir Ahmad, where he said that P2B left Anambra State without tangible progress. So he was trying to say that P2B led Anambra State for 8 good years and left with no legacy. Like I promise you guys that any video, or I say any critiques made by any APC allies, I will bring a video of P2B replying to those critics. But before I like guys to hear what P2B answered about his legacy in Anambra State, take a look at this video of P2B and then watch the video of his response about what he achieved in Anambra State for 8 years. Take a look, guys.
And when I finished talking, I said, it's question time. A young girl raised up her hand. And I said, my daughter, probably about 11 years or 12. Let me start with you. This young tiny girl, I gave her a microphone, and I said, Governor, why do you make promise you don't keep? The whole hall went wild. Her principal ran from where she was. Her principal ran from where she was, held her in the mouth. And I said, principal, leave this girl. Because of how everybody shouted, the girl started shivering and started like crying. She's done the wrong thing. So I held her, said, my daughter, what is it? She narrated the story. I was wrong. I didn't do what I said. And I turned to the commissioner. I said, Commissioner, where is the check? Commissioner said, we must give this girl this check before we leave here. So go and bring it. The commissioner brought the check. I apologized before everybody. And I gave this girl this check. The principal and the teachers that were shouting at her ran back, carried the girl in their head, and ran out of the hall. But they couldn't tell me that story. Yeah, I want you to understand why I changed from what Fela said this morning. After that experience, I decided we have to do one thing. That's what Fela told you. I decided that.
Great. Mr. Obi, critics have accused you of not building schools during your tenure as governor of Anambra State. Can you elaborate on the initiatives that you implemented to improve the educational systems in Anambra during your tenure? And why do you think there's this misconception that's obviously being floated around?
I actually built a lot of, they said building schools. I don't know whether building schools or building infrastructures in school. I don't know what they actually want. If you look at what I've done, I've actually built a lot of schools. But I don't need to answer that. If they read my manifesto, before I became governor, Anambra State was very low in education. In fact, schools were closed for 2 years. People did not go to school. We were low in rating. And while I was there, when I came, if you read my manifesto, what I told you now was areas where I said I'm going to deal with. And we moved from 20-something in number to number 1. Go and get, even today, go and get even cutoff point. Anambra is the highest. But number 1 to today. You know, maybe
what were the specific what reforms that you implemented to achieve that you think that can...
I don't know. I wish any of you are from Anambra State. I wish you are. So you call your town and I'll tell you what I did in your town in education. All the schools, we have about 500 secondary schools. Let me start with secondary schools.
Okay.
All the 500 secondary schools had what I can call, we computerized. We had buses. We had support in terms of teachers. We had generators to make sure they have light. Those who needed boreholes, we give them boreholes. There's nothing happening with them. Ensure that they have things that is required for learning. And that's I can go on and on. No school, as at the time, maybe it's happening now, no state, I can say categorically in Nigeria, where you were able to equip the schools the way we did. No state. No state will you say the schools had brand new buses too. No school had, will you say all the secondary schools had generator. No place, when we bought our computers, desktop, everything from HP, which is still there, as at the time, they said no government in Africa have bought this quantity from them. If I did a vice president for Africa and Middle East came the day we launched it, they will give it away to schools. So there's a lot of improvement. We put internet in all the secondary schools. So it can go on and on. A university, I built a university college campus in a place called Ibariam from the scratch, cutting the forest. I built a teaching hospital from the fastest teaching hospital ever built in Nigeria was built under my tenure in 2 years from the scratch. It's today in Oka. You can go there. These are things you can see. They're physical. They're not promised and everything. When I started, we didn't have a state library. I built one. It's there in Oka. You can go and see it. And I can go on and on in areas where in health was the same thing. We didn't have one single school of nursing, midwifery, or school of health technology that was accredited. Today, we have over a dozen. They were all supported, accredited while I'm there. So you can go and, these are things that are, I'm telling you the things that are verifiable. You can go and see it. So when somebody comes and says, oh, you didn't build a secondary school. Why do I have to build a secondary school when there's secondary school all over the place that we are in bad shape and they're protected, and I go and build a new one? That is the problem of Africa. That is the problem because there's corruption. Because people want to start their own. If you want, there's so many existing ones. Anambra is not a place where you go and say, oh, there's no secondary school. There are secondary schools all over the place. But they were in bad shape. Their structures, everything have collapsed. Things were not working. It's nothing. So I needed to rebuild them. And I rebuilt them. And if you go there, you see buildings that were all built. If you collect them together, I would have killed about hundreds of secondary schools. But I didn't need to. It's a state I know every community. I visited every community. I didn't say I visited every single community in Anambra State as governor at least twice while I was there. So I know what every community needed, and I've validated. They have secondary schools, visited the secondary school, saw it, see what they were there, and tried to do something. So I don't need to build a new one. Fantastic. Even at that, there's some new ones that were set up while I was there, and I supported it, and I can show, and I can say, we did this in education, and to prove it, we became number one. If you go to the secondary schools today, they still tell you, Mr. Obi did this, Mr. Obi did this. And since I left over 10 years ago, it is still the same generator that I gave them that they have. It's still the same vehicle that I gave them. It's still the same. So, what else will I do?
So, guys, I believe we watched all those replies of P2B. These are old videos, but yet they are still relevant in the current situation of Nigeria, because now they are saying that P2B have no legacy. You know, APC allies are now coming out to say negative things about P2B so that it's going to discourage people from, or the obedience from supporting P2B. But I don't think it's going to work, because the more they try, the more obedience are coming out to reply them that this and this are not possible, that P2B had more legacy than Tinubu had in Nigeria. Let's forget about the past legacies and everything. Let's talk about the present time. Okay, now that Tinubu is the leader of Nigeria, he won the election. Yes, let's assume. In fact, he won the because he's the leader of Nigeria. Then let's ask the question: what have he imparted in Nigerians in 2 years? Because May will make it 2 years in office, and then we cannot account for one thing that we can say that okay, Tinubu did for Nigeria or he have done for Nigeria. Not even one thing. Not even one improvement, not even one anything he have never done for Nigeria. Then let's compare Tinubu and P2B just in those 2 years when he was in office and 2 years of P2B not being in any political position in Nigeria. Then who have more impact in Nigeria? Let's not go far back of when he was the governor of Anambra State and Tinubu was in Lagos or everything. Let's talk about the present time. What is that one thing that we can say that Tinubu have done for Nigerians? There is nothing I can think of. Maybe you, my subscribers and my viewers, can think of something, and then let me know in the comment section. But I don't think there's anything. But I can tell you more of what P2B have done in the life of Nigerians. In the north, P2B have given boreholes to the northerners. Why? Because they don't have any clean drinking water. P2B have actually given scholarships to northerners because why? They cannot afford to go to school. In Nigeria, we are having more out of school children because of us. The fees of school fees is high. The life of a Nigerian is very hard to live because right now you can barely afford basic necessity things. You know that going to school is among the basic necessities about life, but in Nigeria it's no longer looking as if it's a basic necessity. It's as if it's now for the rich because right now to go to school now is very costly. Even a secondary school student now going to boarding school, you spend not less than 500,000 naira just for registration and everything. Then tell me how they expect the poor masses to go to a good school and become somebody tomorrow in life. This is what we are talking about. Legacies. Now that Tinubu is in office for 2 years, they have done nothing for anybody, even the Northerners, the Yorubas, his brothers, the Igbos, nothing. He have done absolutely nothing to everybody. And then tomorrow we are talking about legacies that P2B does not have any legacy. Let's talk about the current time. P2B have more impact now than Tinubu government total. Let's not go far because I think we are going far. P2B has more legacies right now than even the so-called APC government. Because the same P2B have helped to renovate hospitals, he have helped to equip hospitals, he have helped to renovate schools, he have helped to pay some school fees, he have helped to do many things that this current government have not done or achieved. Imagine going to 2 years in office. We cannot say that this is the one thing you have done. You came into office, the bag of rice increased. You came into office, the price of fuel increased. You came into office, dollar to naira rates increased. You came into office, everything went on ×3. Most of them went 200%. You came into office, Airtel and MTN services, they went up their tariff. Their tariff is now higher that even the poor masses cannot even buy data again. Basic necessity of life is now hard. Food is among the basic necessities of life. Data, Nigeria, is among the basic necessities of life. But all these things, we are deprived of them because of the hardship we are facing in Nigeria. And then tomorrow, somebody is trying to compare Tinubu that P2B had no legacy in 8 years in Anambra State. Now, let's talk about those legacies he had in Anambra State. P2B led Anambra State for 8 good years. Before he was the governor, Anambra State had nothing like good education. P2B came in and brought Anambra State to be the top in education. Then P2B came in Anambra State and make it to be among the top in security. Then P2B came into Anambra State and made the life of Anambra's people more comfortable. And then somebody is talking about legacies. I believe that you heard what he said in this video about how he improved education in Nigeria. And then some persons have the mind, the impetus to come out and be saying things negative about P2B. P2B has not done anything wrong. I think only crime he committed is that because he's just an opposition. And like I said, he's no longer a person. P2B is a brand because imagine having a logo. And if P2B should wake up tomorrow and say he wants to start his obedient party, like let the party be obedient, people will move to obedient. Believe me now, people will move to, believe me what I say, people is still going to move to obedient party because P2B is a force, it's a brand, people love the brand. No matter how the APC allies will come out tomorrow and say things about him, negative about him, it does not change the fact that people love P2B and people will still support P2B in the next coming election. So I'll see you guys as your views in the comment section. Don't forget to also subscribe. It's your boy again, guys. Stay tuned, guys.